is Brenda and Tim from Mainly Hybrid Homesteading.
Yes, it is.
We have another haul to share with you today. We've been stocking and I've been doing more canning and dehydrating, always doing something every day, whether it's out in the garden, but just keeping busy and trying to ensure that we will have continuous food supply. So I did buy this container. It's a Rubbermaid container. It's 2.5 gallons. I got it at Walmart. It was just under $18, which I thought was expensive, but when I went on Amazon, I think they wanted like $40 or $50, which is, to me, is ridiculous for a Rubbermaid container. But I wanted something that was airtight for my seeds, and right now I'm using a Dollar Tree container, which definitely doesn't have a good seal on it. So I do want to make sure my seeds are going to be viable. So I pulled the plug on this one and bought it. Got a couple cases of half-pint jars. They didn't really have that much in the way. They did have some quart jars, but just the regular mouth jars at Walmart. But we did need some half-pint jars. Tim had used some for his maple syrup, and I also used some for ghee that I made for the first time this week. So stocked up on these, and I'm going to be going to Target this week, and I'll look for some more pint jars. I like the wide mouth pint jars. I seem to be going through those when I'm canning my meat. Those are the easiest size and shape for us. So as far as dehydrating, we dehydrated some broccoli and some more peas, and canned up some chicken. Hannaford has the split chicken breast on sale this week for 99 cents a pound, so I trimmed those off the bone, and then I made some nice broth with the bones, some bone broth. So nothing went to waste there, and even like the chicken that was left on the bones, we are feeding to the animals.
Off the bone. Off the bone,
not the bone, yeah. And this is my first attempt at ghee. I think it went very well. I didn't have any cheesecloths to strain it, so I used coffee filters, and that was painfully slow. It did work, but I had to go through a few filters because they would get clogged up easily. So I did buy some cheesecloth now to have available, but that'll be that was a learning process there. And also dehydrated some of our rhubarb, just a little bit here in this jar, but I could have cut more, but I would have cut all the rhubarb off our plants, and I didn't want to do that. So when those stems get a little bit bigger, I'll be definitely dehydrating more, and it'll be ready for me to use it when I'm ready to use it, make some pie or jam with it. Got some more salt. I use this in my laundry soap, and we also use it in our cooking. So got a little extra of that. Got a couple more hams. These are good till April of 27. And these were $3.58 a piece at Walmart. They still had some in stock. Got some yeast. This Red Star yeast was a little bit cheaper than the Fleischmann's. It was $4.97. This is gonna go in the freezer, but it is good till January of 24, but it'll last much longer in the freezer. And one of the things I want to learn is how to make bread, so I'll be working on that this summer. Got some more tuna for our pantry. These are good till January of 26. Got some more cocoa. Got a couple of those. We just used some up making some cookies. And got a couple more bags of the dark chocolate chips. These were still $2.48. And wanted to get an extra tub of this butter Crisco. It's definitely not the healthiest, but for an occasional treat, my family loves my chocolate chip cookies that I use this in. It does add a nice flavor to the cookies and keeps them soft. So this is, it's good for, I believe, a couple of years. So we'll put that away in our pantry. And got some more of the coconut oil. I just finished a bottle. This one is good till March of 24. It's still, I think it went up another 50 cents. It's just under $16 now. And it used to be like just under $11 a few months ago, but don't want to run out of that. Got some more Shout for our laundry. I prefer to use my natural stain remover, but I'm married to a mechanic here, and so far this is the only stuff that's worked for getting those tough stains out.
You've been using that for years.
Yes, I have. So if you guys know of any other natural alternative that might be good for like engine grease and
diesel fuel or
yeah,
anything that
tough stains, I'd be happy to try it. Got a couple more cans of the evaporated milk for our pantry, and I am no longer drinking coffee. Yes, it's shocking, but for my health it's been detrimental. I work the night shift, and coffee has been something I have not wanted to give up. Was kind of afraid to give it up because it helps me stay awake, but I'm still getting caffeine with the tea and also the health benefits of the tea. So I'm getting about 50% of the caffeine that I would from coffee. But my health is already much better. I am, and my eczema is much better. So that to me is worth it for sure. So I'm stocking up on tea in my pantry. I'm not going to leave these in the boxes. They will go into jars and get vacuum sealed.
Make some iced tea.
Yes, time for iced tea for sure. And got some more of this laundry booster. This was about 5 cents more, so not much more than it was previously. And again, this is an ingredient in the laundry soap that I make. And got a little more of some Tylenol and some ibuprofen for our medical supplies. Just want to make sure that we don't run out of that. I don't use these that often. Fortunately, I haven't needed to, but Tim does use Tylenol occasionally for headaches. And we got some more Dijon mustard. We don't have any extra in our pantry right now, and we do like this occasionally when we want that extra zing.
How's the price on that?
Oh, it wasn't bad. I think it was like 99 cents or maybe a little over $1 for the Great Value brand, so not a bad deal at all. And got some more of the spray olive oil, and this is good for a while. I'm always checking expiration dates, especially when I'm shopping nowadays. And we got a few things from Amazon. I got a couple more of my red palm oil, and it just looks a little funky here because when it was shipped, this part is melted and this one is not. So normally it's all one color. I use this a lot in my baking, making my sweet potato biscuits, and definitely a healthy oil to add to your pantry. And also from Amazon, I got this skin stapler that I had in my cart for a while, and it was like $24.99. So another thing that I pulled the plug on this week. It's be handy to have in our like our trauma kit, medical supplies. I'm sure I could figure out how to suture a wound. I've seen plenty of doctors do it, but if Tim had to do anything like that to me, a stapler would be much easier. And if we had to use it on our pets, if they had a big injury, Of course, with any of these things, you really want to make sure that you've flushed out and cleaned the wound, because you don't want to be closing it up with any bacteria in there. But it also comes with the staple remover.
I just use duct tape.
Duct tape. Yes, his form of bandages and a piece of Kleenex and some duct tape or electrical tape or whatever's handy in the shop, right?
Sure.
And got some more of my sweet potato noodles. I love making some teriyaki noodles with these. They're paleo and gluten-free friendly.
That's something you got from Amazon?
Yes, this was from Amazon also, and these were $11.99 for 3 bundles. Yes, and we'll leave a link down below for this stuff. These black beans were from Walmart, $1.24, not too bad. So I got a couple of those, and got some green split peas from Hannaford to put back in our pantry, and replacing some of the coffee filters that I used making the ghee. And Tim just used up a jar of peanuts, so replacing that. And got some more canned pumpkin. These are good for until December of 24, so they have a good expiration date, but I'm also growing some pumpkins this year and hoping to can some of that up. It'll definitely be cheaper. Walmart still doesn't have their brand of the plain canned pumpkin, and the price on the shelf said it was 87 cents, but they didn't have any, and these were $1.29 at Hannaford. So we went to an apple, I guess.
It's a farm.
A farm, yeah.
It's a farm. They have a store. It's a farm stand.
Yeah.
It's a local family. It's been around for ages, and a really nice store. They have everything from maple syruping parts and everything I need for maple syrup, which I never knew before. Flowers in the store. They had fruit, fresh garden fruit, vegetables, canned stuff. It's Giles.
Yeah, Giles.
And really nice store.
Yeah, and actually they had some gallon molasses that I had an eye on for. They were just under $18, which that's a great deal for molasses. So we may stop in and grab that when we're passing by again. But they did have these seeds from a local farm in Falmouth, and they were only $2, but these are like more than half full of seeds. So I thought that was a great bargain, and supporting local, so grabbed a couple of those. And got some more rice at Walmart. These are 5-pound bags. They're $2.58. I got a couple of those. It wasn't, as cheap as buying another 10 or 20-pound bag, but I was buying other things, so I just wanted to add some, but not, a whole heck of a lot this time around. So this is the cheesecloth that I got. These I got at Walmart. 2 square yards for $2.97. So I got a couple of those. And this one I got off of Amazon, and it's, I don't know if you can see, but it's definitely a finer grade of cheesecloth, but it's
versus this one here.
Yeah, this one is really more open. But this one did say the grade, I didn't know those different grades, but grade 90 is good for straining liquids. Grade 100, I guess, is more for like if you're making cheese and that kind of stuff. And this was $5.99, and there's only 1 square yard in this, and I thought I was getting 9 square yards when I bought it, so I'm like, oh, that's a great deal, but it's
9 square feet.
Yeah, 9 square feet, yeah. So
plus
anyway,
made in China.
Yeah, well, this is probably made in China too.
Well, everything is made in China, unfortunately. Yep, made in China.
Yeah. So I may just like combine these, because you do have to put like 4 layers to strain your ghee. So maybe I'll put a layer or 2 of this one, and vice versa. And forgot the baking soda here. I also use this in my laundry soap and of course in my baking. And then a small haul from Dollar Tree. I don't know about you guys, but the food area in our Dollar Tree has been kind of sparse the past couple times that I've gone, but they always have like a big wagon full of boxes waiting to be unloaded, and they're just short-staffed. And for a while our Dollar Tree was opening like even later in the morning because they just didn't have the staff to open up earlier, so they were cutting back on their hours. But they're back to their normal hours, but they're definitely still struggling to keep the shelves stocked. So Walmart still doesn't have the Great Value Kleenex in stock, and actually these were the 3 last boxes of the Scotties for $1.25. So I grabbed those to have, and they had these cute little t-shirts for $1.25, and they had some good brands. Well, this one is AL Style, but they had some Gildan t-shirts for men, and sometimes they have t-shirts for kids, so it's always worth checking those out. Got a couple more of the pink salt and a couple of the lentils. They didn't really have any other beans available at that time. Got some more of the doggy bags, and we don't really use them for Ellie because she's just goes in the woods here, but I like, yeah, so we don't have to scoop up her poop. But I like these for the cat's litter box. Just when I'm cleaning it out, I use these because here in Maine, the grocery stores no longer give you the plastic grocery bags, so we have to use the reusable grocery bags. So those are not available for us to use for other things. So these are coming in handy. So you got 60 bags for $1.25. Got some more toothbrushes for Tim and I. He likes the medium, I like the soft. And saw these cute little lighters here. I thought these might come in handy. They're kind of halfway between a regular, you know, the longer lighters and the short ones. So these will be good to keep around. So we had a couple bad experiences in the past couple weeks with meat. I had bought some pork butt that was on sale for $1.49, and they had dated it for a week out, and apparently I can't smell nasty smells like that, poopy kind of smells. So I had pretty much prepped the whole thing, like 11 pounds worth, getting ready to can, and Tim came home and said, "Whoo, that meat is bad." I'm like, "Really?" I couldn't smell anything, nothing. So luckily he came home and I went straight to the store and returned it, and they gave me my money back. But it was just really disappointing. You know, I put all that time and effort into prepping it, and I just didn't even want to buy anymore at that point.
Your smell isn't back from when you had the virus.
Right.
It's hit or miss.
Yeah.
And that particular day, it was nothing out of the usual. You were just cooking like you usually do. And,
and it didn't look bad. It
no,
wasn't, you know, it looked fresh.
No, but I could smell it. I have a very sensitive smell for that, I guess you would say. But
yeah.
And it was disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, so it's just weird. Certain things I can smell, but the next day I might not be able to smell that certain thing. So it's kind of slowly coming back, but yeah, there is some smells that I just don't smell.
So the moral of that story, though, is just don't always trust the date on the label. Just because it says a week out, always use your senses, visual and smell, and be careful.
And your husband.
In this case.
And the other bad experience that we had is Tim got me a lobster for Mother's Day, and We put it in the fridge like we always do, and like 3 or 4 hours later we were getting ready to cook them, and it was dead. And apparently the internet says that you can eat them when they're dead, but I wasn't gonna eat it. So again, I returned that the next day. So anyway, be careful of the the freshness of your products. I know produce is not lasting as long as it used to. And I also wanted to let you guys know that don't worry if you don't have Mylar bags or 5-gallon buckets or jars, canning jars to put away your food. The important thing right now is to get the food. Buy the food now, and you can put it up, when you have time or the resources to put it up for long-term storage. And I've been saving like just regular jars that were, pickle jars, whatever, any kind of jars that were using up. I'm just removing the labels and cleaning them, and they have been coming in handy to store other goods. And some people have put dry goods in there. You seal the lid and the jar with some heavy-duty tape. After putting an oxygen absorber in there, and you're good to go. So these are all resources that you can take advantage of. Well, thanks for joining us today. I hope you're keeping busy. We've got our garden planted, and we're working on some spring projects. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and share and like this video.
See ya.
Bye.